night of the Blood Moon Eclipse, something terrifying happened in Old Tailem Town. An air of unease swept over the town as the moon turned a blood-red hue. Strange occurrences began to unfold, unsettling even the bravest souls. Devices designed to capture the eerie beauty of the eclipse mysteriously malfunctioned. Cameras refusing to take pictures as if the moon itself refused to be documented. But it wasn't just the electronics acting up. A figure was spotted, a man adorned in a hat, materializing from the shadows, only to vanish into thin air, leaving a ripple of whispers and cold shivers in his wake. The veil between the living and the dead seemed to thin, making room for otherworldly visitors. As the night deepened, the town was plunged into an abyss of inexplicable events. The whispering winds carried the murmurs of a chilling tale, one that was only beginning. As the night grew darker, the paranormal activities intensified. In the silence of the night, the Wolseley Church echoed with disembodied voices. The hallowed halls of this sacred place were filled with a cacophony of whispers, murmurs and cries, all seemingly without a source. The air was thick with a sense of foreboding, as if the very stones of the church were crying out in warning. During an investigation of these mysterious sounds, the electromagnetic field meters, tools used to detect the presence of the supernatural, began behaving erratically. The needles danced, the lights flickered, all indicating the presence of something unseen and unheard. It was as if the church was alive, filled with an energy that defied explanation. Amidst this eerie ambience, a book was discovered, titled Daniel and the Revelations. Its presence seemed to coincide with the Blood Moon Eclipse that bathed the town in an ominous red glow. This chilling discovery added another layer of mystery to the already unsettling events of the night. The voices grew louder, the EMF meters spiked, and then the chilling discovery of the book. A medium had warned of a dark figure that toyed with the tour groups. As the Blood Moon Eclipse bathed Old Tailem Town in an eerie glow, whispers of the medium's ominous prophecy fluttered amongst the guests. Their hearts pounded in their chests, their breaths hitched in their throats. The anticipation was a palpable entity, feeding the fear that clung to the air. The dark figure was not a mere shadow lurking in the corner of their eyes. It was a presence, a malevolent force that reveled in the terror it instilled. It thrived in the panic, in the frantic whispers and the rapid heartbeats. It was an unseen puppet master, pulling at the strings of their fear, forging a performance out of their dread. Cameras failed, voices echoed in the hallowed halls of the Wolseley Church, and the EMF meters spiked. These were not mere coincidences, but the handiwork of the dark figure. The dark figure continued to play his games, driving fear into the hearts of the tour group. Suddenly, the temperature dropped, and an uncontrollable shaking gripped the group. As if the night wasn't eerie enough, an icy cold descended upon Old Tailem Town. The once balmy evening was now filled with a bone-chilling cold that seemed to seep into the very marrow of those present. The chill was so intense, so pervasive, it felt as though it was not just the air that had turned cold, but reality itself. This wasn't your typical autumn night's chill. This was a cold that told a tale of unseen horrors, a cold that whispered of lurking shadows. And then, the shaking began. This wasn't the kind of shaking that comes from the cold or from fear. It was as if an unseen force had taken hold of them, shaking them to their very core. Their bodies trembled uncontrollably, adding a new layer of fear to the already tense atmosphere. The chilling cold and shaking left the group terrified as the Blood Moon Eclipse reached its peak. As the Blood Moon Eclipse faded, the horrifying events of the night left a lasting impression. The guests, once eager for an evening of paranormal exploration, were now left with an eerie sense of dread and a multitude of unanswered questions. The strange encounters with the man in the hat, the inexplicable cold, and the uncontrolled shaking were etched into their memories, a chilling reminder of the night's haunting occurrences. The discovery of the book, Daniel and the Revelations under the Blood Moon Eclipse, cast a mysterious shadow over the evening. Its significance, however, remains an enigma. Was it a mere coincidence, or was it a sign of something more sinister? Then there was the dark figure, the one the medium had warned about. Who was it, and why did it choose to toy with the group that fateful night? The Blood Moon Eclipse may have ended, but the chilling memories of that night in Old Tailem Town still haunt those who were there. What was the significance of the book? Who was the man in the hat? And what was the dark figure that the medium warned about?